Lampley for Cotto Bailey. Jim?
All right, thanks very much, Bob Costas. And remember, we'll go back to Bob and Lennox and Emmanuel to get ready for Vitaly Klitschko and his fight against Danny Williams coming along immediately after this. This is the last of our preliminary showcases, and you're going to get a chance to see 24-year-old Miguel Cotto, who is a tremendous prospect at 140 pounds out of Puerto Rico. He's fighting against an extremely hard puncher in Randall Bailey, who was one of the most feared fighters in the sport a few years ago before his career fell into decline. Bailey says he's back and ready to issue another statement. This fight could regenerate his career because a win over Cotto would be about as big a credential as you could flash at this point. Cotto with an arm-length disadvantage of 1.5 inches against Bailey, and Bailey is 1 inch taller at 5'9". They weighed in right at or within a half pound of the 140-pound limit. And look at that. Miguel Cotto unofficially has put on 155 pounds. He has for 140 pounds, or excuse me, has put on 15 pounds up to 155. He has a thick upper torso for a 140-pound fighter. Rules of the bout with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
The Miguel Cotto Randall Bailey fight is scheduled for 12 rounds using the unified rules that you see on your screen. Jim, once again, real quick, the 4 criteria that the judges use to score each individual round: clean punching, effective aggressiveness, ring generalship, and defense, with a strong emphasis on clean, effective punching. Jim.
Same 4 principles you used last week, Harold. When are you going to change? All right, here's Randall Bailey, and you can see only 3-3 with a knockout in his last 6 fights. He was rolling, one of the most feared fighters in the sport a few years ago after a knockout victory over Demetrius Ceballos. He had won a title, and at that point, Larry, he said the roof fell in.
Yeah, well, the roof fell in when he started fighting a better class of fighter, and they were able to exploit the fact that he depends on that big right hand almost exclusively to get him where he wants to be. And the better class of fighter is not going to let you hit them with just one weapon.
Roy, we talked earlier about how big punchers find it a little bit easier to get lazier and fall off the wagon. Here's another perfect example of that.
Yeah, here's a perfect example. And, you know, sometimes it can work in the other direction, too, though. Sometimes when you're not supposed to win, that big punch can land and surprise everybody.
He was outboxed by all 3 of those men, Aisha Smith, DeMarcus Corley, and Diabelos Hurtado. And the form chart coming in here would say he ain't going to outbox the guy who's coming to join him, because this Miguel Cotto is one of the most skilled boxers in the sport already at age 24.
You know, we try to draw him into a discussion about Costa Tszyu, the recognized champion as a junior welterweight, and the relative merits of Costa Tszyu and himself, and did he recognize Tszyu as the champion? And all he would say, he's a good fighter. He would just not yield under the most hard-nosed questioning.
Well, you know, he's extremely mature for his age, and among his various protections for himself, he's not going to make a verbal mistake. He is extremely cautious about dealing with the public and with media because he knows the aura that surrounds him, Roy, and it's a responsibility for him.
Exactly right. He's very smart not to get caught up in those crazy questions.
But Larry tried.
That's his job.
Let's go to ring announcer Michael Buffer for the official introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, Top Rank Incorporated is proud to present a WBO World Championship brought to you in association with Warriors Boxing Promotions, K2 Promotions, the Mandalay Bay of Las Vegas, HBO Pay-Per-View, and Nemiroff, sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. WBO supervisor at ringside, John Duggan. The 3 judges at ringside scoring this contest will be Dr. Ruben Garcia, Dick Houck, and Patricia Morse-Jarman. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Norm Button. And now from the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino of Las Vegas, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO Junior Welterweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white with red and blue. Weighing in officially at 139 1/2 pounds, his professional record 28 victories, including 27 knockouts with 4 defeats. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, he's the former 2-time world champion. Tonight, the challenger, Randall and his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing gray with black, official weight 140 pounds. His professional record, a perfect one, consisting of 21 bouts, 21 victories, including 17 knockouts. From Caguas, Puerto Rico, the reigning, defending WBO Junior Welterweight Champion of the World, Miguel Cotto.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. At this time, are there any questions from this side? Any questions from this side? Remember, protect yourself at all times. Touch them up, good luck.
Miguel Cotto here as one of the graduates of the class of 2000. And right now looking like the valedictorian of that class. But he's in against a big puncher. And I'm not sure that any of those other graduates have yet faced the kind of one-punch danger Bailey represents.
As we said a couple of weeks ago, there aren't that many guys in the sport whom you would identify as legitimate, honest-to-goodness, one-punch knockout artists, but Randall Bailey is one of those guys. So you might expect Miguel Cotto to unfurl relatively early, Roy. His best punch is left hook to the body.
Yeah, he will. He has to work on taking some of that power away from Randall Bailey.
For his part, let's see if Bailey will stay behind his jab and be patient rather than going crazy with the right hand.
Right away, you see that Bailey tries to shoot that right hand over the top. Earlier, just as soon as Cotto looked like he was going to throw the left, he started to throw the right. Apparently, that is the plan. When he throws the left, come with the right.
Well, if that's your bread and butter, that's what you're supposed to live with.
Well, and if my opponent's best hook is a left hook to the body, and I'm living off the right cross, then I'm looking for a way to counter his left hook to the body with my right cross.
And make him keep that left hook at home sometimes.
It's a natural formula. There's the right hand by Bailey. Reached right across as Cotto was throwing the left. Now Bailey goes back to work behind the long jab. He's rangier than Cotto. Miguel Cotto's toughest fight was his next to last fight against Lovemore Endo, a guy who had stamina and caught him a little bit in the late rounds. But this is an entirely different kind of equation he's facing here. There's the right hand thrown as a lead now by Bailey. Cotto focusing on Bailey's body.
Bailey looks to be in top shape, looks to have come with a plan that so far he's able to stick to.
And there are two good body shots by Cotto. And that's going to be his plan. Try to take the starch out of Bailey by hammering his rib cage.
And that's a smart plan for a young fighter.
Bailey got in a little left hook as Cotto stepped inside. Cotto's no cutie. You can find him, and he has taken some leather in his career, but he's shown a very sturdy chin and an ability to understand which punches he can take. Right hand for Bailey landed. Cotto fired back with the left hook. Cotto squinting his left eye now as though Bailey caught him right on the eye.
Let him go. Let him go. Step back. Huh.
Interesting round.
Deep breaths. Come on, again. That's it. That's the thing. Move to your right. Let's get some water. You see, he's showing you the right hand. Yeah.
Never stop, side to side. Okay, Red? Okay? Okay, champ? You got it, good round. Use it, yeah. Strong, yeah, okay?
Here you see Randall Bailey use that jab and come right over the top of the glove with that overhand right and land it right flush on the chin. That was a beautiful shot for him. He probably won't land much better of a shot than that.
Round one, both fighters relatively cautious as they tried to find out what they could do against each other. Cotto threw 53 punches, landed 8. Bailey threw 39, landed 5 by CompuBox count. Round 2 gets underway.
Cotto is putting his punches together really well in this fight. You like to see a young guy put punches together because it keeps the other guy's hands at home, especially when he's a strong puncher like Randall Bailey.
In his last fight, fighting at his home in Puerto Rico, Cotto, and there's a terrific left hook by Miguel Cotto. Cotto beat by technical knockout in the 6th round and really destroyed Brazilian fighter Kelson Pinto, who had beaten him twice in the amateurs. And you made a great point, Roy, about how there's a hard right hand by Bailey, and you saw it knock Cotto off stride. You made a great point, Roy, about how Puerto Rican fighters don't have as difficult an adjustment from the amateur to the pro style as some other fighters do.
No, because they're trained like professionals from the get-go. That's one thing my dad always did for us. He always taught us to fight like pros from the beginning, so we'd never have a problem making an adjustment. Most Puerto Rican descent fighters usually are professional type fighters from day one. They're never taught to pity-pat and just throw scoring punches to get by. They're taught to throw proper punches.
Now Miguel Cotto is generally beating Randall Bailey to the punch midway in the 2nd round. And already it appears Cotto may have made enough of a statement to keep Bailey's right hand in sometimes.
Well, the good thing was, being that he gained 15 pounds, it enables him to take more punishment, and he's been able to take and absorb that straight right hand from Randall Bailey. And that's building his confidence and taking confidence from Bailey. Because in the beginning, Bailey thought if he hit Cotto, that would change things. Now he's seeing that hitting him a few times hasn't changed, so now he'll have to change his fight game.
And we mentioned the strong torso. As you can see, Cotto's also very strong in the legs, and Bailey's starting to back away as Cotto hammers his body.
Yeah, because he's not feeling as confident about the right hand as he was at the start of this fight.
Oh, what a great combination by Miguel Cotto. Left hook to the body, right cross upstairs. He does it again, and Bailey goes down.
And Bailey nods as if in approval of his opponent's skill.
Ready? Come here. You all right?
This is a great round by Miguel Cotto.
That's what happens when you get caught looking for one shot and your opponent is putting punches together. Cotto was putting punches together then while Bailey was looking for one big right hand, and he caught Bailey when Bailey finally tried to throw the right hand. He was already in motion, and Bailey wasn't. So he was able to catch him first.
They say don't fall in love with a fighter. How could you not fall in love with Miguel Cotto's skills?
Don't bang with this motherfucker. Boxing. Box that motherfucker. Use your jab. You got to use your jab, baby. You okay? Okay? Yeah, come on. Lift it out. Right now. Okay? Work your jab. You all right? You all right? Give me that water bucket. Just spit bucket. Relax. Give me 3 of them. Give me 3. Randall, take a deep breath.
He's trying to measure you, so watch out.
Yeah.
And there, don't. If the punch is not there, don't go for it. Yeah, keep working the bottom. That's the part.
Here you see Randall Bailey sitting still looking for one shot, so Cotto comes right on top of the overhand right just as he started to throw that one shot, and it was a beautiful punch. Caught him standing still. Trying to throw an uppercut, which allows you to be open for an overhand right every time.
Perfect timing by Miguel Cotto.